Welcome back to the Pop Culture Kaboom radio show. Everything you want, everything you need in pop culture entertainment. Each week, the film powers that be release dozens of movies in theaters, on VOD, and on streaming services, some of which you will never hear about except here. Each week's upcoming releases are carefully picked over from various websites, and up to 5 films are randomly selected from only genres I would watch, which are action, adventure, horror, science fiction, animated, or fantasy, and that is pretty much it. With that in mind, we sit through some of the most hideous trailers ever made, and we'll read you the synopsis of each film, then give you our not-so-humble opinions. We only go off of what you have available to make your movie-watching decision, which is the synopsis and the trailer. So please bear in mind, we are not professional movie critics. We are just overly opinionated blowhards. But here at Pop Culture Boom, we do utilize a carefully crafted and patented movie rating system, which goes as follows. If it is worth seeing in a theater at full price, it is a good, not a great. That is to be determined by you if you choose to see it in a theater. If it's worth seeing in a theater as a matinee or in your town's cheap theater, it is a so-so. If it should be seen on a streaming service or as a rental or however you choose to watch a film while avoiding social interaction, it is a blah. And if it is deemed so awful you should wait for it to be on public television, it is considered a touch brown. And here are some of the movies that are coming out January 19th through January 25th. And I'm going to throw a dart at the proverbial dartboard here. And let's get this one out of the way just because it was bad. And that is The Containment. After the tragic death of her father, Caroline, a troubled teenage girl, is possessed by a dark and sinister force. When the church intervenes, her family uncovers a horror even deadlier than the possession. Okay, and that is your synopsis. This film was reportedly wrapped in 2024, teased in early 2025, and has spent the last year gathering digital dust. What we're looking at isn't a teaser, it's a time capsule. To top it all off, it's a confusing mashup of images with zero connective tissue between the scenes. It's like the editor dropped the film strips on the floor and just taped them back together in the dark. Unless you have a very specific, very niche fetish for supernatural horror involving a heavy bug infestation, I'd suggest you run, don't walk away from this one. When the film sits dormant for this long after a trailer that makes zero sense, it's not a hidden gem, it's a hidden hazard. If the marketing department can't be bothered to entice us with a second trailer after a year of silence, I can't be bothered to find the remote. Touch Brown, what say you?
So I'm just going to say this as exactly as I said it after I watched it. That was the worst trailer I've ever seen for a possession movie in my life.
Ever.
Like, seriously. I like possession movies, so I was like, ooh, that was absolutely trash. I don't even understand where this whole bug thing that crawls under her skin is involved. That is not possession. That is not possession, okay? So, yeah, I don't even know what they were trying to do with this. It was just bad. So, Touch Brown.
Okay, the first mud brick of the week. I was going to say of 2026, but that would be incorrect. All right, sir, what is next?
Okay, let's do this one. Zombieland Saga Yumeginga Paradise. Aliens invade Earth at the Saga Expo, turning a celebration into a battlefield. The world's survival now rests on the protagonists as they fight the final stand in Saga City. Yeah, what was going on in this? This is a movie about Zombieland Saga, an anime that has, I think when I last saw, I think it's season 12 or something like that. So I have no idea what was going on. I actually didn't think these people were zombies either. I think one girl they showed, she had like a scar on her face, but it was more like Frankenstein than like a zombie. So I didn't understand who they were zombies. This was Touch Brown for me because I have no idea what's happening. I don't even know what's going on, and it made zero sense to me.
Okay. As someone who was baptized in the holy waters of Neo-Tokyo via Akira, I like to think I have a refined palate for the medium. I've seen the heights of high-end drawn glory, but what I just witnessed wasn't cinema, it was a digital assault. The producers apparently looked at a decade's worth of lore and said, what if we condensed all the character growth, trauma, and political intrigue into a 30-second speed run? The result is a trailer that doesn't tell a story so much as it screams the entire Wikipedia plot summary at you while strobing a flashlight at your eyes. I'm sure there is a dedicated legion of fans who have been vibrating with excitement for this movie to reach American shores. I salute them. But for the rest of us, the trailer is a bridge too far. It expects me to care about a cast of thousands who were introduced to me via a montage that moved faster than light. You can't just hurl situation dynamics at me like a pitcher throwing fastballs at my head and expect me to buy a ticket. If you didn't spend the last 5 years studying the source material like a monk, this movie will likely leave you more confused than a grandma at a rave. I also give it a touch brown. Because, yeah. I saw that. I'm like, okay, so I turned into a zombie. So the first thing me and my zombie friends are going to do is
hold the concert.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, what?
I had no idea what was going on. Like,
and then everybody was shocked. A particular character was talking, and I'm like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, like I thought the other people coming were going to be the zombies, but no, they were the aliens who looked more human. So it was very confusing.
Yes. All right. So up next is the cinematic gem In Cold Light. Ava is trapped like a bull in a bucking chute. Seconds before exploding onto the rodeo stage, she is hunted, pursued by those who killed her brother, pursued by her own demons. Ava needs to make a choice, to either save herself and fight another day, or to push and become the woman she wishes she could be. If that made any sense to you, congratulations. Our protagonist starts to film in the big house, gets her release papers, and instead of seeking a stable job or a hobby, immediately speedruns her way back into the exact same felonious shenanigans that got her locked up. It's not so much a journey as it is a U-turn in a cul-de-sac, but when you think the plot has hit its ceiling, the trailer introduces the ultimate cinematic trope, the local drug kingpin grandma, and all I can think of is that Martha Stewart meets El Chapo, and the police decided to form a strategic alliance. Why the Popo would partner with a woman who hides bricks of cocaine inside Tupperware containers of snickerdoodles, don't know. This Blue Bloods meets Bake Off coalition then decides to murder the protagonist's brother just to frame her. Why? Don't know. I'm sure there's more to the story, but based on this 2-minute teaser, I can't find a reason to root for our lead or a movie with an antagonist who should be busy worrying about filling spaces on her bingo card, not running a narcotics empire with the precinct. I'm giving it a touch brown. What say you?
Okay. This is another one where I'm just like, what is going on? Yeah, no, because like if you actually read, like, there's a separate like synopsis that actually makes more sense than the synopsis that we got. She tries to go straight after prison, where they killed her twin sister and she witnessed the murder, and now she's on the run for her life.
Her twin sister?
Yes. That makes way more sense.
But it was her brother who got...
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. But that makes way more sense than the synopsis we got.
Okay.
Does it make the trailer any better? No. No, it does not. I think the only thing going for this was me going, is that Helen Hunt? I think that's Helen Hunt. It is Helen Hunt. Yeah, that was my extent of how much the trailer intrigued me. Because we haven't seen Helen Hunt in about 6 years or so. And she actually looks good. So I was pleasantly surprised. Just because it is Helen Hunt does not mean I will watch this movie, though. So, yeah, I have no desire to see this. This looks stupid.
Okay.
So, yeah, touch brown.
All right. We are on the mud brick.
Seriously on a roll.
Oh, yeah. So, what is next?
Return to Silent Hill. Yes, the pyramid people are back. I don't know what they're called because I never played the game.
It's Pyramid Head.
Oh, Pyramid
Just one
Head.
pyramid guy.
I never played the games. I didn't know there's more than one. All right.
Technically, yeah. But anyway, we don't need to get into
and then
game dynamics.
Then there's the weird zombie statue nurses.
Yeah.
All right. Return to Silent Hill brings back the iconic horror franchise to the screen. When James receives a mysterious letter from his lost love, Mary, he's drawn to Silent Hill, a once familiar town now consumed by darkness. They fail to tell you in the synopsis that Mary's dead. So yeah, that's why he travels to Silent Hill, because he got a dead letter. Well,
Got a letter from a dead lady.
wife. Yeah. As he searches for her, James faces monstrous creatures and unravels a terrifying truth that will push him to the edge of his sanity. Like, what's up with that chick's wig? No. Actually, this is directed by the same guy who actually did the first movie. What was that, like 20 years ago or so?
Really?
Yes. So
I would have never known.
Yeah, I didn't know either until I started like reading up on it, because I liked both of those. I know I never played the game, so maybe that's why I liked them. Okay, but I enjoyed them. I thought they were like pretty good. This one looks good too. It looks like it's pretty much the same type of story, because the first one, it was Sean Bean searching for his wife. This is kind of the same concept, but I think this is directly taken from Silent Hill 2. So if that was the story of Silent Hill 2, then bravo. Because like I said, I don't know. I haven't played it. But it looks good. It looks just like the first one. I think it looks intriguing. I'm still curious as to that blonde, like who the heck she is. They don't explain her at all. And why she knows everything that's going on. Like, yeah, I was kind of intrigued, but like the wig was terrible. Like that was absolutely the worst wig. There's better wigs out there, people. You just gotta spend the money.
I haven't seen a wig that bad since Daryl Hannah in Blade Runner.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's like you could tell she's wearing a wig. You're not supposed to be able to tell that, people. Like,
unless it's part of the thing. And
unless she rips it off later, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. You know, that's the only thing I could.
Or he grabs it when she's running.
Yeah, something. That's the only
trouble.
Thing. Yeah, she's one of those nurse ladies. I don't know. But it looks good. Will I see it in the theater? Nah, I'll wait till it comes on VOD.
Okay, so a blah for you.
Yep.
All right, so. Look, I'm going to be real with you. Back in the late 90s, while everyone else was busy inventory managing green herbs in Resident Evil, I was busy getting psychologically traumatized by a fog machine in Silent Hill. I preferred the town with the emotional baggage over the mansion with the giant spiders, and based on the trailer for Return to Silent Hill, it appears the entire production crew shares my specific brand of brain rot. Director Christoph Gans seems to have looked at the concept of artistic liberty and said, no thanks, I'll just copy the source code. The cinematography is so meticulously ripped from the game. I actually checked my browser tabs to make sure I wasn't accidentally watching a 4K cinematic trailer for a Silent Hill remake. When it first started, I seriously thought it was like, okay, this is just a cinematic trailer for a game, because that's how it looked, that's how it felt. The narrative was just like if it was a cinematic trailer for a game. So that was my true thoughts. The color grading is that perfect, sickly, everything is damp and I need a tetanus shot hue that we all know and love. Kudos to the team for achieving the impossible, a video game adaptation that doesn't look like it was filmed in a Spirit Halloween. They've nailed the vibe check, but with the precision of a Pyramid Head overhead swing. However, we've all been burned before. This is a very real, very terrifying possibility that the trailer is the only part of this project that actually works. A 2-minute masterpiece where the movie ends up being 90 minutes of regret. For me, at least for now, I give it a good. All right, so that was all 4 films. That went really quick, believe it or not. And which brings us to the 400-pound gorilla in the room this week, which is Mercy. But let's recap real quick. Containment. Right. Rob and I mudbricked it. Yep. Zombieland. I'm not going to try and pronounce the rest of it because I'll just slander the name. We both mudbricked it. In Cold Light. Also got mudbricked. It was a toss-up between who would be the 400-pound gorilla in the room this week. The one that looked like it was going to actually be a good film compared to the one that might be a good film and make lots of money. So lots of money went out, and that's why Mercy is the 400-pound gorilla. But Return to Silent Hill, I gave it a good. Rob gave it a blah. So that's why there was the toss-up.
I say that because I would prefer to watch it at all.
Okay. And which brings us to Mercy, the 400-pound gorilla in the room this week. And here is the synopsis. In the near future, a detective stands on trial accused of murdering his wife. He has 90 minutes to prove his innocence to the advanced AI judge who once championed before it determines his fate. And no messages yet. I'm surprised. All right. Chris Pratt has officially secured the work-from-home equivalent of a blockbuster lead. He spends the vast majority of the movie strapped to a chair. It's the laziest acting gig imaginable. I assume his preparation involved binge-watching Netflix in a recliner to perfect the art of sitting under pressure. Cinematically, Mercy feels like the production team found a dusty copy of Minority Report in a bargain bin and said, "This, but without the budget for Tom Cruise to sprint through a shopping mall." It's a high-concept sci-fi thriller that smells suspiciously like it's following the Spielberg Cruise beat sheet with a legal waiver attached. I can't legally prove it's a shot-for-shot remake of a better movie, but my pre-crime senses are tingling. We've traded the sprawling Neo-soaked vistas of precognition for a guy in a chair looking at UI overlays. The plot hinges on an incredibly specific, incredibly arbitrary 90-minute timer to prove innocence before the Justice System 2.0 decides you're a lost cause. As the digital clock ticks down and Pratt combs through data like he's trying to fix his own Wi-Fi, I'm sure there are some convoluted in-universe techno-babble explaining why 91 minutes would be impossible. It's all for judicial reform. I'm all for judicial reform, but I'm a firm believer in the Blackstone ratio. But apparently in the future, that ratio is replaced by a countdown clock borrowed from a palm disposal defusal before AI Judge Dredd has found you guilty. So I'm going to give it a blah. What say you?
All right. We have Chris Pratt and... oh, gosh, I can't remember her first name, but last name is Ferguson. She's actually really good. And I don't know. This is strange. Because seriously, like if this is the way it's gonna, like, I don't see this actually being a real thing. And that's and you know me, I like to suspend my disbelief, but I just don't see this being as a real thing. I think it'd be totally different than the way that they're portraying this to be. Like, seriously, 90 minutes, and you have to prove your innocence, but you're strapped to a chair. So how do you do that? That's kind of limiting,
Unless you're technically savvy, you're kind of...
But that's what I mean. Out. Like, yeah, it's like, it's kind of limiting and kind of like is in way favor of the judge than you. So I don't see that as that aspect of it. I think it's like kind of intriguing. It does have that total Minority Report vibe. But I don't think it has the coolness factor that Minority Report had.
In what way?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem... I don't know. This seems more grittier than Minority Report, which I'm sure it's supposed to be. But it just... I don't know. It doesn't grab me the same way. And I'm not a fan of Tom Cruise movies, but I actually liked Minority Report. I thought it was an intriguing concept. This concept, though, like I said, it's intriguing, but it's has its faults, and I think that's where like my goes. Not just the fact that it stars Chris Pratt. I'm
strapped to a chair.
Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of him. Like, he's not a draw for me. Like, he's not one of those people. Oh, it stars Chris Pratt, I gotta go see it. No. Like, I don't. I was not. Yeah. Yeah. I'll probably end up watching it at home, but not by my own volition. It's probably because my wife has turned it on. So that's why I'm going to have to say, like, a blah, because I'll probably be strapped to my chair to watch it.
Yeah. I can envision the whole scene from a Clockwork Orange.
Yep.
Little things holding your eyes open while your wife gives you the droppers. Stop! So Mercy got a double blah from Rob and I. So Return to Silent Hill looks like it's the big winner of the week because I gave it a good and Rob gave it a blah. So and choose your movies wisely. But those are the movies that we took a look at and read you the synopsis for. Again, if you want to go and check out the trailers yourself, you can go and check them out on our Facebook page. A post was put up a couple of days ago to give you plenty of time to watch those trailers. If not, we will be, this whole segment will be on the YouTube channel. If you would like to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and see the trailers while we talk about them.
Yep.
So you know what we're talking about. But yeah. So, other episodes are up there now if you'd like to go and check those out. Next week, what we will be talking about as far as movies, the movies coming out January 26th through February 1st. Wow, it's getting late already in the year. 1 month already almost down. Iron Lung, which looks like a very, very brutal horror movie.
Yeah.
Send Help, which I have issues with. We're going to have a lively discussion about that one.
I knew you would.
Tafiti Across the Desert. I don't even remember what that one was about anymore. And Shelter, which I don't remember that one was about either. But those are the four, at least at this time. Things might change here as we get closer to next week, but at least for now. And of course, there will be a post up next week to let you know about those movies so you can read the synopsis and watch the trailers as well.